Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our Blindspot Season 5, Episode 5 reaction. But, wait, hold on here. Is this really a video that we're recording? Is this a hallucination? Are you really here? What is happening?
I don't have the hallucination serum going on. We're all right.
All right. Just had to make sure. This is a trippy episode. Like, I feel like this served a couple of different purposes. I think they wanted to have a big Jane and Waller moment at somewhere in here. They got that in the end. I think they wanted to have a roll call of important blind spot people from seasons past.
Yeah.
I think they wanted us to, like, even for just a couple of seconds, actually think that we were going to lose another major character. But guess what, guys? You already got rid of Reed. You're not killing off Jane or Weller as well.
No, but they still did a really good job making the stakes feel really high.
And also, we found out that Rich.com apparently has a guy for everything, and including blood, and I don't know if you should have a blood guy. I think that kind of bodes badly.
Yeah, especially since it brings in ice cream, so we'll have to deal with that as well now.
Yeah. Alright, well, we're going to take you through everything that happened in this video, but before we get into it, if you do like this discussion, remember to give us a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other updates.
So I want to start with the idea of what we had going on with Jane and Weller, and that we know that they weren't going to die, but at the same time, this show found a really cool way to make me really worried about them going back and forth with both of them going through it, where we had, we'd be going over to Jane, who's got a gunshot wound, is in and out of consciousness, and basically trying to help her own surgery going forward. And then we've got Weller over here who's being tortured, and all these other things are going on. They did a really good job of that. It made me feel extra tense because they were both going through it at the same time.
I did like the danger in the episode. I think was really, really strong, and especially because they did find a way to kind of bring you a little bit of peril, and it wasn't so much, at least to me, whether or not Jane or Weller was going to die, but rather, is Weller going to actually confess? Is he going to give up the info as to where the rest of the team is? And because of what they were doing to him, legitimately, I had no idea. Like, I was actually very, very much concerned. I mean, once you start bringing in, like, Ghost Bethany and all of these other elements, it starts to get a little bit dicey.
Yeah, I mean, Jane even said at one point at the beginning where she was kind of like, we said this in the last video too, that he's gonna die. He's not going to give anything up. And she said, once they realize he's not going to give anything up, are they even going to keep him alive anymore? And that was a concern because he is going to die to protect that team. He is going to die to protect Jane. There is nothing that was going to stop him. So once they brought out that drug, I was like, oh no, this is getting really bad now, because now he doesn't have the control to choose to die anymore.
And that, to me, the best part of this episode is the scene between Weller and Zapata, when Zapata finally finds him and he is still going through it. He doesn't know if she is real or not. And, in that moment, once again, I didn't think we were going to lose another major character so soon, but it just was kind of the emotional peril of it all, that this is someone who doesn't actually even know if he gave up the information at this point because his mind is just so far gone.
I didn't even know. This episode did such a good job with this that when Tasha showed up, I didn't even know if he was really seeing her or not at that point. I was just like, there was a part of me that was like, oh yeah, Tasha's showing up. And then he's having this reaction, and now I'm also having the same reaction where I'm like, okay, I'm not sure that I believe it anymore either. Are we going to have some cut and then it turns out that it's not her? Like, I didn't know where we were going with that. That was cool.
I didn't think about that, but yeah, that is really cool. Like, I thought it was her, but I kind of wish that I had even more ambiguity about it, because I do think they played a lot of this stuff in a really, really interesting way, including, you see people show up, like you see Oscar show up, and it's sort of like, oh, did these two actually spend time together? You're like trying to remember everything from past seasons, but then they spelled out enough of it, so I think if you're a newer Blindspot viewer, or if you haven't seen the show in a long, like early seasons in a long time, they gave you just enough while also rewarding you if you're kind of an old school fan.
Yeah, and since this is the last season, it's nice that they had some of those sort of touchstones to past seasons to give fan service to everybody who has been watching since the beginning.
This is the big issue I do have with the episode, and it's kind of the one I have with the last couple. We're not really actually making a lot of big progress towards seeing the team get back at Madeline and clearing their name. This is not a 22 episode season. We don't have that much time, and I don't want to see them just back in the United States in like the final episode and that's sort of it. I don't want the ending to be rushed, and I'm a little worried that we're just sort of circling and circling and circling stuff right now.
Yeah, I agree. That ended up happening here. We saw it, I guess it was the last episode or episode before, where a guy had a little tiny chip in his arm, and we didn't get to see it until the very end. It gave a tiny bit of information. Now, the same thing has happened here. We have a phone number that they're just, trying to trace, and that's all we got out of this.
It feels like they're just such little incremental things, and I want more because I want to see Madeline destroyed. Like, I want her empire into dust. This character is a great villain because of that, and sort of stalling out at this point. It's a little bit frustrating, though. There were some good, interesting, fun moments kind of along the way.
Yeah, there was this show did something really cool that you never really see. So we have seen 1,000,001 cop shows and just bad guy shows where somebody gets shot.
Yeah.
Somebody gets shot, they just drink some whiskey, somebody's pulling it out, no problem, everybody's cool. Even if they haven't done it before, they go in, they pull out the bullet first time, no worries. The guy screams a little bit, the woman screams whatever, and that's it.
Yeah.
They did such a good job with this where you had Tasha and you had Patterson both say, I don't really feel that comfortable with this. I've done a little bit of stuff in the field, a little bit of medical here, a little bit. I've never done anything like this in my life. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm not comfortable doing this. Jane saying, I'll try to help you through some of it. And then when we actually saw them going through trying to figure out how to do it, they didn't get it right the first time. They tried to go in, dropped it a little bit. It didn't come out. It was nice to have it feel very real.
Yeah, this actually felt like it was horrible for Jane, and I don't want to see something bad happen to her, but it's more realistic than magically Jane just gets better right away with these two novice surgeons. Don't get me wrong, we know that Patterson and Zapata are brilliant at what it is that they do.
But this particular thing isn't it, and
yeah.
I loved that they were like, we just don't know how to do this very well, so, we've never done this. And then it showed that they had never done it. Even when she was pulling it out and her hand was shaking, I'm like, man, the three of them really put that scene together really, really well, and the writers did an excellent job. It is the first time that I've ever seen that.
I even think they did a really good job of sort of writing in how everyone finds out about Tasha's pregnancy, where it's sort of like this, okay, she's got a matching blood type, she can be the donor, but then eventually she feels like she has to tell everyone, everybody gets to know about it. It's this joyous moment where they can be happy for her, but it is also this, okay, what now sort of moment that leads to Rich.com saying, I've got a blood guy, let me go find my blood guy, which is a statement that will never get old to me.
And so this blood guy has now led Ice Cream to the bunker, which is obviously a problem. And the thing is I really like Ice Cream. I think he's a really interesting character, but I am a little bit worried with the small amount of episodes that we have that we are leading into another episode where nothing is going to be moving forward, or very little is moving forward towards getting Madeline, because now we've got Ice Cream here being like, where's my stuff? You promised me my stuff. We're going to go get my stuff. Yeah. I think the next episode now is going to be Rich and everyone having to go and deliver on their promise to him.
it feels that way right now, and it is concerning. And yeah, don't get me wrong, I like Ice Cream, I like the ending of it, I like the obnoxiousness of this character sometimes.
He's a really good character.
Yeah, he's a great character, and this entire episode was full of great characters from top to bottom, but you know, you do want to see a little bit more of that forward momentum, because you keep hearing about all these things about, you know, Bethany, where she's gonna be, and you want to see Weller actually be able to see her without a rush moment at the finale. You want to see the end of Madeline. You want to actually see White's on this show again at some point.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, it is possible we'll see him near the end, but I mean, for now, I feel like he's actually done.
Yeah, I don't know what else he can do. I don't know what else anyone around Madeline can do, and that's probably why we're sort of spinning our wheels at the moment, unless there is something that causes that little switch to be flipped, and then everyone else can actually start to work under Madeline to help the team again, but they just can't right now.
Or they do need someone like Ice Cream who has more resources than them. I mean, they have said it over and over again. Patterson said, oh, you know, I've got normal people computers. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Everything is taking so much longer. Having a resource like Ice Cream to maybe be able to help some stuff, they need some outside help at this point.
You know what you call it when Ice Cream comes to the team and he helps them to deliver, and it's something that's a really, really good reward.
Here we go.
It's an ice cream sundae, everyone.
Oh,
you are
okay.
welcome. Okay, all right, I'm done with the bad blind spot jokes. Yeah, I did. I liked this episode. I think it has its flaws, but I think when it comes to just fan service, when it comes to showing the Jane and Weller relationship,
yes,
it's hard not to like it in the end.
This episode really did good service to everybody out there who loves Jane and Weller. Like I said, there was a really good back and forth that cuts back and forth to her in danger, him in danger, her in danger, and how even while they were in danger, they were still thinking about each other and talking about each other and trying to make it back to each other. Like, it was really well done.
Well, let's get your guys' thoughts on all of this, because what did you think about Blindspot Season 5, Episode 5? Did you find it enjoyable top to bottom? Be sure to share in the comments, and if you do like this video, give us a like and subscribe to the channel, and if you do want to support us further, just check out that link in the description to the store, and we'll see you here next time.